Hi everyone, Vicky Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Today we're going to look at that new moon in February. I'm going to blow this up a tinch. Come in a little, maybe one more. Yeah. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. Now, according to my old faithful Maynard book here, the moon is happening at, it's February 18th, 6:47 p.m., okay, Eastern Time. And then I'm looking. I ran it in the chart, and it won't come out right. So I didn't know what to do. It came out to be 0 Pisces, and I know this moon is 29. It's 29, 59, 54. I mean, I just couldn't make it turn out right. According to the Maynard, the new moon is at 6:47 p.m. Eastern. Moon goes void of course 6:47 p.m. Moon moves into Pisces 6:48 p.m. Okay, but it just would not work out. And the sun goes into Pisces 6:50. So I have this as a JPEG always when I do this. But in my software, there's an astro clock thing. And you can move it back and forth a couple minutes here and there. This is the very closest I could get it. And it would be 6:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Because if you put 6:47 in, it's 0 Pisces. That's what that software is coming up with. So I backed it up a little, like 10 minutes. Until I finally got it to where they were both at 29. If I go one more minute and my software is 6:38, one of them turns to Pisces. It must be the sun. Yeah, so this is the way I had to do it. I don't know if this is a glitch or whatever. So it's a tiny hair off maybe, but I'm sure the rest of everything is just the same. So it might be off by a couple minutes, but I wanted it to come out to be the 29 here. Because I'm sure that's right. Pretty sure. Anyway, so yeah. Sun, Moon conjunct in Aquarius, 29, just like we just said, just ready to go to Pisces. So anytime we get those 29s, of course, there is the karmic element that comes into play. There's a finishing up because, of course, it's going to turn 0 and then it'll be a new beginning, and it's all the cycle of life as we know. So karmic things, finishing up things. Mercury has gone direct already by then on the 18th. So when Mercury was retrograde, it was a lot of this old, going back over this past stuff and things like that. Besides the Sun and Moon being at the 29, we also have Mars and Venus still in a conjunction. Mars at 29, Venus at 27:43. So there's a Venus-Mars conjunction up here in these high degrees as well. So, logically, people would think, well, that might be love stuff. And yeah, it totally could be. This could be turning points for people. Especially, so this is Pisces and Aquarius. So especially if you have Pisces and Aquarius, any kind of love stuff, either your Venus, your Mars, or your 5th or 7th house cusp, these could be like, this could be a turning point. Like, are we going to stay together or are we not? Are we going to, you're finishing this cycle. We're all finishing some cycle. It's because of these 29s and everything. But with the Venus and Mars, that's why I go to the love thing, It could be the love stuff. Mars could be, are you finished being angry over this thing? Are you going to still be angry about it, or are you going to drop a grudge even? Because Mars and Pisces can be like that, like this inner festering. If you go on the downside of it, it kind of like Mars wants to be aggressive, but it's like that, what's that term about that saying that depression is aggression turned inward, right? So that could be very much the vibe of this here, the Mars at 29 Pisces. So are we going to still hold a grudge? Are we still going to do that, or are we going to, be free? 29 Aquarius, I always think of Aquarius as, technology, this age, we're in the age of Aquarius, which has so much to do with advancements, invention, intellect, the mind. So there's something culminating in that arena too. That could just come out in a lot of different ways as well, ways of thinking, are we on some kind of big discovery? I feel like could come here, either on a personal level or possibly on a bigger level, like some invention or discovery might be announced or something like this, or a refashioning or a revamping of something really old. It could even be, something really old, like, crystals. We do use crystals, but like from, past civilizations or something. If anybody's familiar with the Atlantean tales, there's the giant crystal that powers everything, right? So it could be a resurgence like that of something ancient made new again too, especially with Pisces. People could be tuning into really old, ancient stuff. This could be stuff in, dark corners of your own mind and your own, consciousness, your own subconscious. But it could also be, of us as a human collective again, our old, the dreams, like they go, the old shamans, the cavemen and everything, they would do the shamanic journeys into the caves and do the cave paintings, and all that was all tied in. So it could be like that to that time frame, not necessarily in our this incarnation's lifetime. The ancient memories that could be on our DNA or whatever. I mean, it could be that deep. It could be really deep like that, and bringing it back, out. Well, even just like, for instance, that what popped into my head just now, the paleo diet. It could be something so like that, like kind of trivial. Not really. I mean, it's a healthy way to eat, but something like that. That's what I'm vibing on. That's what I'm kind of getting. And I was seeing like cavemen and cave paintings. Well, maybe they'll discover a new cave with some cave paintings or something. I'm feeling more though that it's like bringing this back into the now, tapping into this old stuff and realizing that, a lot of times in our scientific community, which Aquarius would totally be part of, they think, well, they were just primitive savages and they knew nothing, right? Well, they knew something, and there's things that we may have lost that they knew and we have lost, so there could be, I'm just feeling like there's some kind of connection to that, to our ancientness. Maybe they'll discover, the missing link if there is one. I mean, I'm just, throwing stuff out there, but there's some kind of connection to that I'm feeling. So that's something to be on the lookout for. But within ourselves, it would be in our personal lives. It's our deep, dark stuff, our long-held beliefs. The more I go along, the more it's just like, nothing is, I know nothing for sure. The more you're sure, because I was sure about a lot of things, every time you're sure about something, you're sure, one thing's for sure, you're sure to be knocked off of your thing. And that's why, allowing for change and adaptation, that's where we get into these, these big wars and all this stuff, is because, whether you believe it or not, you have to stick, I have your pride, which is Leo, which is another thing I was going to bring up. I happened to catch this when I ran the chart. We do have a yod going on here with Jupiter and Leo. Jupiter in Leo, with Pluto in Ceres, in Capricorn, and then, what's the other part of that? It's the Pisces stuff, Chiron. Yeah. So, and it's, there's a lot of stuff around. There's these couple of 29 spots, but there's a lot of stuff around this, the middle degrees, 14, 15, 16, 13. Well, that's the part of fortune, 10, 13. There's a lot of stuff there. And these are the more, the slower moving planets, too. Jupiter, Pluto. Chiron, Ceres moves kind of fast. Chiron. So there's this bigger element about that, about long-held beliefs. And the downside of Leo, which can be like, I'm the ruler supreme, And there are people in this world that are definitely behaving in that manner. I am the ruler supreme, and off with their heads, literally, and it's not funny at all. It's messed up. So there's that going on. But in our personal lives, like with the interaction of the Chiron and Pisces, that's such a place of victimhood. That's all I get out of that every time I focus on Chiron and Pisces. It's the big time I'm the victim. Or acting out of our inner wounds, or our inner child lashing out, a little bratty self lashing out. That's what Leo could be with Chiron and Pisces, Jupiter and Leo. But it could be a lot. I mean, I'm not putting down Leos, or not trying to in any way. But this is the point of the yod, or I forget what they call it, the focal point or something. This is the spot here. But then Pluto's there too. It's about, Pluto and Capricorn, which we've been over many times, bringing down the establishment, Ceres, having to do with nurturing the grain, the food, the Mother Earth, all that stuff, pointing at Jupiter and Leo. Well, you know, Jupiter and Leo is the king or the queen or the emperor or the empress, or who's running the show, you know, pretty much. This is the Pluto Capricorn is more, I would feel like it's the structure of it, of the whole thing. The government itself, or the, you know, the war machine, the military, you know, it's the structure of it all. Or the banking systems, you know, it's like the Hierophant in the tarot. It's like the structure, the structural components. Because Saturn, Capricorn, the rule is the bones in your body. Now, I always describe that as, you know, if you didn't have the bones in your body, it'd be a big pile of mush on the ground. You need the structure to build upon. So this is the structure that we've built upon that's going to change. But all this pointing at this Leo thing, you know, to me that's like, who's running the show here? There's always somebody. We have the President of the United States. We have the monarchies in Europe. We have the different dictators and stuff. So it's going to go to there, and it's going to take somebody like that to really, you know, have, you know, go a different route, be the good king or the good queen, or the, you know, the be where you take care of your people, series you feed them, and turn over a new leaf. And it seems like it's really a far-flung thing in some of these places right now, like it's like so far removed from the current 3D reality, but I don't know. That's just when I look at that, that's what I get. And that, you know, it's going to take this Chiron. And I want to say, too, some of these people, okay, you can take this on a personal level or a higher level. Somebody who does act out in a cocky way, you know, like a blowhard, or, you know, the bloated ego type of Leo energy, which can arise. They're coming from a place of this Chiron energy, Chiron Pisces, you know, deep insecurity, deep victim unworthiness, you know. And it could also be as a country, too, as a people. If you look at it on a bigger scale, you know, like the people of these different countries, maybe they, you know, they've been downtrodden and under the realm, you know, the reigns, you know, they're showing me stuff, I'm getting stuff, but I'm trying to say it, they're like, I'm seeing like their head being held down, or necks being held down, like, with shackles and stuff. So they've been in enslavement, basically. I mean, I'm not officially, maybe that's not the right word, but that's what they're kind of showing me. They've been in this position of, I'm the victim, you know, you get so knocked down so far, it's hard to get back up again. And that can arise for this thing, this kind of crazy, you know, overblown, I am the supreme ruler kind of vibe, you know. And I hope that's not a real thing, because I'm not trying to say any particular country. If that's a real thing, I want you to know that, like, if somebody's actually, like the Queen of England's called Her Highness, if somebody is the supreme ruler, I may have heard that somewhere. And that's not, I'm not, nobody particular, okay? I'm just talking about in general. Countries where people are oppressed and don't have the freedoms that we enjoy in the Western culture. And not anybody specific, okay? So yeah, that's all going on, and the whole structure has to be overhauled. But there's many things in the Western world, in America in particular, that you know, the whole thing, the whole structure has to be overhauled. You know, lobbyists is a big thing. You know, when Obama got into office, and Obama's a Leo too, he said that he was going to do away with lobbyists, and that did not happen. That was one of the things I remember him running on, or his platform. But I mean, I remember Bill Clinton saying that he was going to open all the files up for UFOs when he ran, and that never happened either. I think that just did happen. I heard something about it. I was thinking that's so Uranus node thing, that they're going to let everybody see all the government files on UFO stuff. But I digress. That's not what we're talking about here. So it's all focused on this Jupiter and Leo. The positive part of Jupiter and Leo is they can be so gregarious. The Leo energy is like, let's have fun. Let's shower you with love and affection. You know, it's 5th house. It's not, you know, if you've ever basked in the light of a Leo that loved you, you'll know that that's some awesome energy. And Leos love strong, and Leo is the heart, and go the way of the heart. You know, I think that's a big part of this Jupiter and Leo just in general. But, you know, in this Yod thing here, you know, go the way of the heart. This Pisces, you know, the Chiron in Pisces, you can get all muddled up and in the darkness and in the dank, dark place, you know, and it's a depression and stuff. So there's that vibe going on, or the downtrodden kind of vibe. Be in the Leo energy. Just put a smile on your face. You know, just put a smile on your face, and you know the body will trigger it can help trigger the energy to go in that direction. But you know, a leader of good heart, or brave heart, not Braveheart the movie, but of brave heart, I'm hearing. And it's gonna need somebody to be brave. It takes courage to make change. You know, it's hard to go against the flow. It's hard to take down the war machine and all this stuff here, and get past pride and ego and Mars. Let's go to war over ego, because let's face it, every war is fought over some ego stuff, right? Whether it's we're a territory, I'm going to conquer you or conquer me or whoever. You know, I want to lord over you, I'm going to rule over you. So that's not the way of the heart. The high road of Leo is expanding the heart energy, love. What just flashed in my mind was those Vietnam guys when they were putting the flower, Kent State, when they put the flowers in the guns. That just flashed in my mind just then. But I mean, I don't know if we can, you know, it's going to be that again, but it's that general, that is, I don't know. I think that's the way to go, or the way to graduate from this Pisces age into the age of Aquarius. You know, that's the way we're going to have to do it. Okay, what else is going on with some of these faster moving planets? Because we talked at length about Saturn and Neptune and stuff in some other videos. If you didn't hear it, you can always go back and listen more. But so these faster moving planets, we've, besides the Venus, Mars, we've got Mercury gone direct in Aquarius. Where's the aspectarian? Sometimes this aspectarian doesn't have all the stuff in it. And it's sextiling Saturn. I think it doesn't have the asteroids in there. That's what it is. It's sextiling Saturn, and it's opposing, yeah, it's making an opposition here to Juno. Mercury opposed Juno. Well, you know what came to mind right away? I was thinking, is this Valentine's Day? No, it's a few days after. It's the 18th. You know, there could be some kind of lover's quarrel or something like that about Valentine's Day, I'm feeling, with this stuff. With Juno, the goddess of love, opposed Mercury. You know. So, watch what you say, be kind. There was just that thing with that beauty contest, which that was, that just flashed in my head too, about where the girl got, talk about ego, ripped the crown off her head and stuff. That was pretty crazy. I don't know, Juno's the goddess of love and beauty. Oppose the queen of the gods. Oppose Mercury. So usually an opposition can bring some kind of friction or something. You know, it's usually not the best activation, an opposition. It's just what it sounds like. You're opposed. You know, you're on opposite, there's an opposition. You're in opposition to this, whatever it might be. And it's sextiling Saturn, pretty much exact. There, 4 degrees, 4 degrees. Mercury sextile Saturn, you can really buckle down and get something done, I'm feeling like, you know. Especially if you're a writer, or if you're moving, or any kind of Mercury kind of things. You know, Saturn could really get, get you to do it. The taskmaster, Saturn. You know, you can get down to it. But in a sextile, it's a good way. And it's, you know, fire and air. So it's like mental stuff. Maybe a good time to, like, do your taxes, you know. Anything that's going to require, like, mathematics or thinking, you know. Like heavy brain work and stuff like that, you know. It might go slower or go flower, you know. Go with the flow more and get her done. I mean, it's, you know, it's a sextile in opposition to Juno. I don't know what to make of that. I mean, maybe it could be more than that. I don't think it's going to be really any big world event, though, with Mercury post Juno. It just feels like lovers' quarrels or spats or, you know, my gift wasn't good enough, kind of that kind of stuff, or I wanted this and he only got me that, or, you know, kind of that kind of crazy stuff. Well, just be grateful. Be grateful for what you do get. That's the best policy there. And then these nodes and the Uranus thing is still going on. So yeah, there was the release of the UFO files. There was some other stuff. I should have wrote that stuff down. There was a few things that popped up here in these last couple of weeks. I'm just like, oh, there, Uranus node, Uranus node. Yeah, so I think we'll see a little more of that. Everything's going to be in Pisces here, like a few hours after this. You know, it's going to be, we're thick, and after, you know, not even a few hours, within minutes, within the hour. I don't know what I did with that book. I put it over here. Whatever it was within a few minutes. Everything's in Pisces. So then we're going to have Sun, Moon, Mercury, Neptune, Chiron, Venus, Mars. Or when does Mars, for one day, Mars goes into Aries on the 19th at 7 in the evening Eastern time. So it's that date of the 19th to talk about some Pisces energy. Wow. And later in the day on the 18th. So Pisces energy. The two fish. One fish swims upward and one fish swims downward. And Neptune. Neptune, if you swim upward, see Neptune and Pisces, let's talk real quick about this, is Neptune is never quite in reality. So the upward swimming fish would transcend reality through spirituality and creativity and, you know, expression of dance and beauty. And the downward side of the fish is depression, but even more so, it's like intentionally trying to escape reality. Drug addiction, you know, alcoholism, mental illness. So there's a downside of, it's like breaking with reality in the case of mental illness, and it could be, you know, the upside of it. I mean, not the upside. The other side is self-inflicted breaking with reality through, you know, not being able to, you know, not being able to deal, you know, just not being able to deal with life and having to try to escape through drugs and alcohol. And there's a lot of delusional stuff just in general. Things are not going to be what they seem while we have all this energy in Pisces for this, at least these couple days. And Venus and Mars are going to get out of there. I mean, it's going to move along pretty quickly. So there's an element of not seeing things clearly. But I'm feeling like with this Aquarius and stuff, whatever you haven't been seeing clearly, maybe you could have, you know, a glimpse, you know, just a flash or a glimpse. Because that's what Aquarius is about. And Mercury in Aquarius is very much into the intellect. And then we have Aquarius and Vesta here. The Vestal Virgins and the home and the hearth here too. Well, I think it might be a good day to get some wiring done in your house. I don't know. I'm not really getting a whole lot on that one. Maybe you'll have a flash of insight or idea to of something, a long-standing problem in your home. Mentally think of a way to solve a problem. That's what I get out of Aquarius a lot. All right, so that's about it. I don't know if anybody knows why this is not coming out correctly with this 647. This is the only time this has ever happened. It's like 10 minutes off. So I don't know what's up with that. There's got to be a glitch somewhere, a glitch in the matrix, right? Yeah, before we go, I wanted to quickly show you guys too, as my other stuff, but if we have time, whoop. It's a couple of the mandalas. If you're into astrology, this is one I just did like this week. So yeah, I do these mandalas, and it's from the aspects of your chart. And when you look at them, you'll see a ton of stuff, and you can check it out on that Tapestry of Life mandalas page of mine. There we go. It's just cool. They're cool to look at. I get a lot of stuff when I'm making them. People get stuff out of them, and it is like based on your chart. I don't have the. I don't think I pulled up the Tapestry of Life mandalas when I pulled up this stuff. But if you go to my main page under this About section, right here, ding, and then you're in, and then the Tapestry of Life mandalas top of there, and in the order of the reading is just a page on that stuff. Donate. I appreciate it so much when I receive the donations. I want to thank everybody for that. My book, Tarot in the Modern World. Go back to the regular home of the Rock and Roll Prophetess here. And then you can see some of my other channels. Here's VV Creative Shorts, which has a bunch of my music stuff on it, and then the Vicky Verley Learning Songs for Kids. That's got a ton of children's songs and everything. And I was going to give you guys a quick shot of a few of my cards coming along with that animal deck. I'm probably going to be using at least, like I said, the imagery of the cards in the next tarot readings, which will be coming up next week, if some of you are waiting for that, I know. Thank you all for donating and watching and liking and sharing and Google Plusing all my videos. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you for donating. I want you all to remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.